Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. We're in part 35, and in the last part we defeated the mini-boss of the secret laboratory, Naoto's dungeon. That card is the leader card. You have to pick that up if you want to get to the final boss. So don't forget to fucking pick it up. And I've cut past us, getting back up to basement floor, to the next floor. So we're on floor number 7. These are the Fierce Cyclops, and they're the easiest enemies in the whole game. Well, at least in this dungeon, to take out. They're weak to physical attacks. So hit them. But they have I did say that, didn't I? I'd have to say something like that. It would go horribly fucking wrong. But yeah, they're basically weak to physical attacks, although they do know counter strike. But it's not always gonna go like that. So yeah, just fucking hit them. I just didn't have any luck during this battle, did I, at all? Just hit them as hard as you fucking can, and then oh my god, I got no luck in this fucking fight whatsoever. How annoying. Yukiko, please hit the fucking, thank you. And all out attack, let's fuck these guys up. Oh my god, I can't believe how I had such bad luck there. I had such bad luck. But anyway, the most annoying part of the dungeon is done. Because I believe what floor is the boss on? I'm just checking. Okay, it's on floor number 9. Hell Knight. Let's see. What level? Oh, the Hell Knight has no weaknesses at all. It only light is the only thing that will do. Is the only thing which doesn't work on it at all. Doesn't cause any damage. It's got neutral damage to everything else. But yeah, I was just checked actually, and the boss of this dungeon, the fight is on level 9. So we've got another 2 levels to go after this, and we're done. What level is he at? Let me just check. Okay. The boss is at level. The final boss is also at level 56. So at the moment we're at level 54. So yeah, we've got a couple of levels to go up to make sure of it. To make sure we win. But yeah, I mean, I've found that if you play the game on normal and you're fairly... if you're fairly good with... if you use health items a lot, and like especially using Yukiko's like kind of healing abilities, if you use them a lot, it does make it a hell of a lot kind of... it just makes it a lot easier. You know, as long as you're fairly defensive minded, I think you should be alright to be slightly underleveled. Because I will say this, because it's not really a spoiler. I beat because doing an LP, I've beaten the fucking game at this point. And the whole thing is, I was 10 levels below the final boss. Yeah, I was 10 levels lower than the final boss. I was at level 80, the final boss is level 90, and I won without dying. You know, it was a fairly simple fight, so yeah, you don't need to be... level grinding isn't too bad on normal, easy and normal. But I think that was something that was done in Golden. It was a change that was made that you didn't have to level up, you didn't have to grind if you didn't want to. But it was, you know, as long as you were within like seemingly 10 levels, then you could be fairly confident in the fact that you wouldn't have too much trouble with the final boss. So yeah, this is the enemy actually, the dominating something, I can't remember what it's called. Dominating machine, sorry. This was actually the mini boss that we faced on level 4. And we just fucking kicked his ass. Yeah, that's what normally happens. It happens on a lot in the later dungeons. That you will face the mid-level boss and then he'll become a regular enemy. But he'll be dramatically weaker than he was in his boss form, so I don't get that really. But I think that's just something that they do, and it seems in a lot of games like this. But whatever. Jotun of Power. It's weak to electricity. It drains fire and ice, and it repels physical attacks. So use electrical attacks whenever you can. And that's really it, really. Just use electrical attacks on this thing whenever you can. Do I show him off? Yeah, I do. So this is the cavalry attack from Kanji. This is attack that it's a random occurrence that can happen. You know, you do an attack and then one of the people who isn't in your party, if you've got more than 4 members, if you've got 4 at this point in the game, because you've got more than 4 members, because you've also got Teddy and you've also got Kanji, they will randomly pop up and attempt to, you know, give you a hand if you want to use them. I don't really use them a hell of a lot, but their attacks are fairly useful. I like Kanji. I like the way Kanji's attack looks. It's pretty. It's a pretty funny attack. He just, you know, slams down a bike and just causes a massive shockwave, which you know, kills the enemies. It's fun to use. Teddy's is also pretty fun, but his is less useful because his focuses on one enemy instead of Kanji's, which focuses on the group. So yeah. So this is the Elegant Mother. The Elegant Mother is weak to fire attacks, and it's sort of neutral to everything else. So yeah, the best thing to use is, you know, your fire attacks on these guys, if you got them. But if you got Yuki on your team, then that's no issue. Yeah, the best method that I can think of is to use the fire attacks. There, it's just the easiest way to do it. And we're nearly done with this dungeon. We're nearly done. And we got purifying water. Yay. I think, have we got anything else to check out? I thought we'd done with this floor. Hit you in the face. Ah, fuck. What are these? The mind dice. They're basically they're weak to light and dark attacks. Everything else is neutral damage. So yeah, use light. Use light attacks, light or dark attacks on these assholes. Pretty simple. And yep, I'm now at the right level to take on this to take on the final boss of this dungeon. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing here? I guess I want to. Oh, I know where yeah, I know. Fuck. I'm just. I want to. I tried with every single dungeon the first time I went through. When I went through the dungeons, I always tried to show off the entirety of the floor, if I could. See, now, at this point, I'm at level 56. Fuck it. I'm not going to attack you. Yeah, I just waited for him to go down. Open the treasure box and we got the vault pin. And we're done here. So let's move on to the final floor and we're going to take on the final boss. Vault pin increases damage of electricity attacks by 20. I think it's 50%. I want to say. Oh my god! It's a big buzzsaw and a spike. I love the way Naoto handles with this. Naoto is awesome with this, actually. She's kind of like, I'm so sick of this bullshit. I just want to go home. So anyway, here we are. So this is Naoto. And this is her shadow. One thing I do like is how it has a childlike. Naoto's shadow has a very childlike demeanor, even to the her demeanor is very until it stops here, then it could. But even in the way that it poses, like she's got this massive lab coat on, and it's kind of like the sleeves are going down and well below the well past the hands, and it just makes it brings that kind of childlike element across all the more. It's really fucking good. I like this design. It's really cool. Sorry. And here is Naoto's kind of big issue. The fact that she hates the fact that she gets treated like that Naoto hates the fact that they get treated like a child, and wants a reason to stick around places and wants to feel wanted, not just for being a brilliant detective, wants to have another reason to stick around, basically. And kind of how even though Naoto acts all kind of grown up and tough, she's fuck it. I've said it 2 or 3 times now. Fuck it. Yes, the big revelation which is about to come out in a few moments is the fact that Naoto is not a boy. Naoto is a woman, is a girl, and I'm sure I've been trying my fucking best. Ever since Naoto showed up, I've tried my fucking best not to say anything about it, not to. It's why I'm always saying Naoto does this and Naoto does that, rather than saying he or she, because I don't want to fucking spoil it. And this last point is like, just screw it. Naoto is a girl. That is the big revelation, that Naoto is actually a girl. I love that. That animation is so cool. But yeah. And it's kind of it's an interesting thing to go through, I think. It's an interesting thing to it makes Naoto a much more interesting character. The fact that she is a girl who tries to make herself look like a boy, so that she doesn't get kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? So she doesn't get kind of I think it's so she can try and get more be treated more seriously in the profession, because obviously the police, detective agents, profession is predominantly male orientated, and it's kind of and that kind of thing. It's predominantly male. So I guess she had that opinion of, if they knew if I looked like a girl and they knew I was a girl, then I wouldn't get treated as seriously as I do, even though she feels as if she doesn't get treated seriously anyway, because of the fact that she's, I think 16? Yeah, she's like really young. So, yeah. Shadow's gone berserk, we're going to have to kick its ass, and it is a fucking cool design. I love that design so much. It's kind of a cross between, I guess it's a jet engine's robot, and kind of Naoto herself. It's a really interesting and cool design that I really like. Anyway, here, don't use lightning magic attacks, and also don't use fire, because she's not particularly weak against fire attacks. In terms of the attacks that she has at her disposal, she has Brave Blade, Agidine, Marigidine, Buffudine, Mabufudine, Zyodine, Matsuodine, Garudine, Magurudine, Megadolian, Mute Ray, Element Zero, Heat Riser, Debilitate, Dekaja, Dekunda. So yeah, basically, Naoto's Shadow is probably the most even in terms of the sheer number of abilities she has at her disposal. The Mute Ray, it basically deals a small amount of HP and SP damage and makes silence, gives everyone silence. Pain in the arse if it hits. The reason why is that silence, you can't use your what's the word I'm looking for here? She can't use. Oh, silence means you can't use persona. Sorry, fuck. And basically, so the Mute Ray is a pain in the ass, because then you can't use your most powerful attacks. You have to waste a turn curing everybody of silence, which is pain. So then it's got Element Zero, which is a useful one. It has elemental resistances will be nullified on the entire party. Galgalim Eyes inflicts an evasion on one party member, reduces health to 1. That is a real bitch. That's a pain in the ass. And the Heat Riser, and she's also got Heat Riser and Debilitate. Heat Riser causes her attack power to go up. Debilitate causes your attack. Basically, Heat Riser causes the attack, defense, and hit evasion to go up, and Debilitate causes your attack power, defense, and hit evasion rates to go down. That was that attack. That was a pain in the ass. And of course, the biggest issue and of course, the fact that she has basically all the fire attacks. It has the 2 major fire attacks, the 2 most powerful ice, the 2 most powerful electricity, and the 2 most powerful wind attacks, as well as having Megadolium, which is ridiculously powerful in terms of how much. Which is ridiculously powerful in terms of physical attacks. It inflicts severe almighty damage to the entire party. Basically, here's the deal. With this boss battle, it isn't that much strategy. The strategy is quite simple. Whatever your most powerful attack is, hit Naoto with it as much as possible, and use Yukiko as more of a healing partner if you got Yukiko in your party, because she is not that useful when it comes to this fight because of the fact that fire damage doesn't cause a hell of a lot of damage. And there you go. So yeah, the best option here is to just hit Naoto with every powerful attack that you've got. The most powerful attack you've got, hit her with it. If you need to heal up your party members or revive them, use whoever is the least useful. In this case, it's Yukiko, to heal all the characters up and heal all, and to improve stat buffs and all that kind of thing. Do that and you will not fucking lose. You just won't. Because, yeah, it's just, that is the best way to do it. And this is probably, this isn't a hard fight by any stretch of the imagination. It isn't hard at all. Using element 0, there, that's an annoying attack. Yeah, basically you just need to be careful. Use a lot of health items if you need them, and just use your most powerful attacks when necessary. Sorry. And eventually, after a few hits, more hits, and that missed, fuck you. After a few more hits, do it, GA, please. Fuck. Yeah, fucking hell. It's just that she was avoiding all that shit. Yeah, the biggest... It's not like other matches as well. Ah, you're dead, thank God. Because in other matches you could pretty much take out one person who was weak to a certain element, and that would nullify a lot of the problems that the boss would cause. Shadow Naoto is a pain in the ass because she has 4 elemental attacks. 4 types of elemental attacks, so it doesn't really matter what that happens there. She has your weakness. Whoever you pick. So, yeah, best option is to not bother with trying to think up that strategy. It's best almost to just take the hit, make sure you put health back almost. Sorry. Put your health back to pretty much full. Using either, depending on who you got in your party, whether it be Yukiko or whether it be Teddy, who are the 2 kind of healing characters. So anyway, sorry, bloody hell, my throat's going to shit. So here's Naoto pretty much saying, she's pretty much saying that she pretty much giving a backstory, I guess, where she's pretty much saying her parents died in a car crash. She was very much idolized her parents, so she wanted to become a private investigator just like they were. Took in by her grandfather, who was also a part of that life, and so she was in it from... So Naoto's been in it since she was really, really young, and wanted to do this ever since she was a really young child. Sorry. And now she's pretty much talking about just how much she hated being treated like a child. And it's this thing of she wants to become a man. She almost wants to become a man. Yeah, because like it says here, the opinions that, you know, the police department is a male-orientated society, and she didn't want to be looked down upon by them because she was a girl, as well as being already been looked down. She's already been looked down to because she's a young kid. She didn't want the double whammy of oh, my throat. She doesn't want the double whammy of being treated like of being looked down upon because she's a kid, and then being looked down upon because she's a girl, a woman in this, you know, male-orientated profession. And she finally gets the point. She doesn't want to become a man. She wants to be accepting of who she really is. And that's it. And yes, this is by far the worst persona design. I hate that design with a passion. It just looks really shitty. It's a like. I honestly don't know what they were thinking when they did that. When they came up with that design for Naoto, I really don't know. It's like Jiminy Cricket if he put on a gas mask, wore a suit, and had a giant saw in his hand. It looks really fucking weird. I really, really don't like it. And yeah. And the other fact which they bring up now is that Naoto has proven her point. The true killer, the true murderer is still out there somewhere, and Naoto's proved that that is in fact the case, and we're going to have to... This isn't over yet. We're going to have to fucking keep going. We're going to have to deal with it. And yeah, Naoto is also kind of worked out that there was something up with all of us as to why we... Which you would think... It's just something that I kind of didn't really think about but until now, but... You would have thought that... I'm just saying, you would have thought that the police would kind of be a little bit more suspicious of these lot, because especially with our character, because of the fact that, oh look, all the people who were kidnapped, they're all friends with this asshole. Is there something going on here, you would think? Do you know what I mean? But Naoto was the only one who put two and two together. Didn't quite come up with the right answer. But she pretty much realised, oh, there is something not quite right about this. That, you know, there was something off about, not us, in a way, but there was something going on, and there was something that we were a part of. So here's Adachi, and he's drunk. There's Dojima, and he's drunk. Drunk around your 9... How old is she? I don't know how old she fucking is. Sorry about that.
You didn't already know he was found, did you?
Yeah, Dojima's still kind of like, fucking hell.
You really ought to do something about that happening,
Dojima is being very kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Suspicious of us, which is, you know, probably the right thing to be, really. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Adachi running his mouth again, and Dojima telling him to shut your fucking mouth. So yeah, they're not 100%. So Dojima is not 100%. What's the word here? He's not 100% certain that the guy they've got in custody for the murders is actually the correct one. And here's Dojima basically telling us, warning us again, you stay out of this load of shit. You stay out of the case, for fuck's sake. Stay out of it, for God's sake. Do as you're told.
Sorry, I killed the mood there.
Adachi, you always kill the fucking mood. Seems that way.
Just leave the case to us police. You know the problems it could cause if something happened, right? Like, if it happened you were mixed up in it. We'd be really...
So, yeah, he's kind of getting annoyed.
More scary things gonna happen?
Yeah, it's pretty much both of them just telling us, stay out of this fucking business.
Everything's all right now.
Stay away. Don't do anything about it. It's not up to you.
Everything's just fun.
and he's tried to reassure Nanako, and
Anyways, your dad's just a worrywart. Leave it to
yeah,
me.
pretty
You might
much.
not know to look at me, but I got the most brains
He's
in
trying
the
to reassure Nanako that nothing's going to go harm.
Too hard to understand. Did you get it?
Don't have to talk down to her so much, you
Well,
condescending prick.
Dojima-san's gone. I should get going too.
Good night, Adachi. And we're pretty much at the end of the part, so... Anyway, we now know that the case isn't solved, so join me next time when we continue more... continue with this, with Persona 4 Golden. I'll see you in the next part of Persona 4 Golden. By the way, I love that line from Nanako. Hilarious. Yeah, see you next time.